Where are these made? Products of Thailand. Thailand, you're terrible for me. But man, these pocky sticks are good. We're into the batting phase, though, of Enemy Esports Electric versus SteelWolves.Dire. My name is still TJ, still joined by Always Green. We are most of the way through the banning phase because we've completed it. We're into the picking phase now. Teamy and Lindis were the two bans. Malik is the first pick.
That leaves Zennial, Superman. There's the Superman as we talk about it. This is going to be the number 4, the Esports Electric. The enemy Esports are going to be the number 4 seed, and SteelWolves.Dire is going to be the 29 seed. So, we'll see. I like it when the lower seeds. Is that a Jenner?
It is a Jinnar, although I believe they're named differently on this server. I might be wrong. Like,
the skills are different?
I think the character name is different.
Oh.
It's mild, but I do apologize if Jinnar is not what you're used to. That's what we're calling him because it's from the NA and EU servers.
Crickneck again. Crickneck is very popular over here. As well as the Malik, obviously. Popular everywhere.
Yeah, it's Jinnar on this server, on the Valiant server.
Oh, okay. So there's no R.
Jinnar. Yeah. So we're just going to call him Jinnar because I'm going to be honest, there's no way I'd remember it. But keep in mind, that's what it means. We're back into game, though, and with a completed draft, what do you make of it? The Superman comes through again.
There's no Ari. What are we going to do without an Ari in the game?
That is a change. So Superman counters, though. Let's talk Mina. How do you feel they do?
Obviously, the taunt, if you can get it on the Superman, is probably the hardest counter there is. We saw the Ryoma Alice combo work last time. They picked up the Ryoma. They were not able to secure the Malice. The Alice for this. So we'll see. Maybe the Jinna. The Jinnar. Yeah, you're right. There's no way. Maybe the Jinnar will be... maybe with this ultimate, he's able to sustain a lot of damage. He can eat the big bursts.
So there's an extra I and R in the EU spelling. Do you think Jinna is just like too feminine in English?
Oh, I just think I'm used to the R.
Well, I'm just trying to think through the reason behind the renaming. Because in English, a lot of names that end in A are typically considered women's names.
Like Mina, right next to it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to think if maybe the reason they went for that was because Jinna sounds too much like a woman's name.
Interesting.
Jinnar, though, certainly doesn't look feminine with this new update. He's got like a metal jaw. He's all messed up, and his ability names are all different. So I apologize if I get any of them wrong.
I believe you've gotten more right than me, so there's that.
Even got quizzed on it. So Mina will do decently versus the Superman, was your prediction. And there is a bit of a CC-focused comp over there. The Ryoma is also going to be a very good counter to the Superman's pressure.
Yeah, Ryoma can dodge a lot of them, a lot of his attacks, especially if you have any idea of where he's coming from. That pinwheel can be super annoying to deal with. I guess there's 2 punishes on each side, so not looking for one team to be more or less aggressive than the other. It'd be the red team, I guess. They're not, or the blue team. They're not running a true mage.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. There's a big invade coming through, though. Like you say, enemy Esports Electric pushing hard for it. It's being counter-invaded at the same time. Their team will walk away with a strong victory, except for this Superman. Callian getting picked off, and Engie blunders into the bush that was just definitely occupied by several opponents. Woodstock in the meantime does the pressure onto Joseph, who needs to survive spamming these spears. The flying spear goes wide though, and Woodstock will successfully be able to dive through many opponents and make an escape.
He just kind of dashed through, and they all were like, oh, there he goes.
Hi!
I think Slims ended up getting the red buff. So they ended up trading blue buffs, but Slims and them got the first blood, so they came out slightly ahead. The next real engagement we're going to see will probably be around the Sentinel, would be my guess. Most of the teams on this server has prioritized the Sentinel a little higher than the NA and EU teams seem to.
Obvious priority. Definitely recently got nerfed, but still provides a decent amount of value. Blaze will push through. Woodstock joining him. NG, they've got the kill. Feed mid, feeding top lane instead. The rest of his team will gather down bottom. Callian pulled in by the scythe. He is gone as well. That's 2 kills onto the Superman, and I think that's very impactful.
Yeah, that mean has been huge so far. That was a nice reset there by the Joker as well. Given his time, his team just a few more seconds to react, so it's looking like he's going to get another reset off here. So even though they lost their bottom laner and the Superman there, ooh, are they going to try and go for this?
I think so. The 2 kills on the Superman, though, like you were saying, are very important.
They are.
Character. Ibit, with the cleave, will continue to contest. There's the shot coming through. Woodstock gets the Abyssal, though, for SteelWolves. That's not bad at all.
No, if I'm that Alice, I'll trade myself for that first dragon pretty much every time. As you can see, they're behind 2 kills, but they picked up the dragon, so they're only 200 gold behind. The dragon's huge. And they're even on levels, if not ahead.
Dragon's at least like 20 feet tall. Blaze. Won't need to back out. It took a moment. It's the pressure in the top lane leaves him feeling a bit burnt.
No real objective. The enemy is leaving. Enemy Esports is leaving a decent amount up in their jungle, which concerns me a little as Joker gets picked off there. Joker just stayed a little too long.
Coming through from Titanium. He'll be able to pick up the kill pretty easily. Top lane in the meantime. Feed mid goes down again to Blaze. That's been a fight consistently won by Blaze. Cyborg, though, does still have allies to meet up, and mid Woodstock will fly through. Big damage, but he's taunted. Dark Dominion pulls him in underneath the tower, and he's very low. Callian flies in. Isn't able to find the burst necessary for the kill. There's a response commit with the shot coming through. They just need to back off for now, surely.
Lots of ultimates drop. Nobody really, I guess, realizes Lubu is going to put massive amounts of pressure on this tower, but he got it under half HP there. We got the Sentinels coming up soon, and the Dragon will spawn right after that. We'll see if they go for the Sentinel again here.
Titanium wrecked in the mid lane. Blaze, in the meantime, will be caught out, finally receiving retribution for what he's been doing to his opponent in the top lane. Feedmid gets a little bit of a good response there. Hibbit down bot will survive. It looked like Callian was going for the Superman juggle, but he opts to forego it, perhaps allowing his opponent to escape in hopes of confirming this dragon quicker, which they do. It'll be a trade for the top lane tower, though. If it needs to go down really for it to be worth it, and he does. The canned laughter picks him up. Titanium will pop the exuberance, desperately trying to back off. He's caught in a hissy fit, though, and he's got so many opponents around him. He needs to just keep running. Titanium will be slain. Joseph, in the meantime, near the top lane, is in a lot of trouble as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Malik was doing there. He just kind of walked towards 4 enemy heroes, and he didn't have his ultimate to get out. I don't know. That was weird, and left the Jenner really in a bad spot there as well. Ryoma missed their stun on Lubu there. They were able to secure the red buff, but if Ryoma had hit a stun, they would have gotten that Lubu kill, which would have been huge to trade for the Jenner. The Mina, though, has been all over this map. Quite the playmaker here. Involved in almost all of the kills, I believe.
electric, call it. Of course, their maximum is 3 minutes, but it doesn't take that long to eat a Pocky Stick. Which I assume is what they're doing.
How many could you eat in 3 minutes?
I mean, okay, so let me talk you through eating a lot of Pocky Sticks really quick. What you do is you get a lot of them and you bundle them together in your hand, and then you just bite down on like 8 of them at the same time. You can totally, if you want to eat Pocky Sticks too quickly, you can 100% do that. As an expert on ruining the number of Pocky Sticks I have by eating them too quickly, you can 100% do that.
Interesting. Is 8 the max that you can do in the Pocky Stick bundle, if you will?
I can fit a lot of sticks in my mouth, not to brag, but I can really jam them in there.
Should we call Guinness the world records?
Do you think there's a world record for this?
If not, I'm sure you could set one.
Hockey cast for me. Sticks eaten. Google. 100 Pocky Stick challenge world record won by. 100 Pocky Sticks is the maximum. Interesting.
That's a little more than 8.
His mouth, I'm clicking on the video. His mouth is really full. That's a lot of Pocky Sticks.
Mina's hiding in the bush.
Yeah, Woodstock in the meantime is in trouble.
Oh
no plays, sorry. In the top lane, we'll get burnt down. Much like all those Pocky Sticks. Consumed. The exuberance from this Jinnar will trade big damage onto the Joker. He's successfully able to retreat through the mid lane, though, and stay alive.
So far, this no mage thing hasn't proved to be an issue, but as we get later into the game, the fact that they only have to build armor as opposed to magic resistance as well might be an issue. Superman going up against the Mina.
God, Superman arriving on the scene, and always a bit devastating and surprising when he does. Blaze will have pressure on defeat mid in the meantime with his Conqueror popped. He'll heal up infinitely. You can't take this fight. Ryoma needs to run, and he cannot outrun the Red Stallion. As it does connect, Woodstock and the rest of the team will take advantage of the fact that they have a player advantage by going in. There's the shock, but Woodstock's already low. The Superman knockback is huge, though. Callian perhaps saving the roster, as that fight was not going in their favor.
Yeah, Zephy's dove in way too far. He either had tremendous amount of faith in his Superman, or he was just lucky there because he dove in on 4 and missed his knock-up at the same time.
However, control still goes to the SteelWolves.
And it's 3 dragons now. Still behind in kills, ahead in gold. Objectives win games is basically their mentality at this point. And if they can kill the Slims here, that's going to be huge.
Cool. It's a lot of pressure onto the Slims, but he's able to drift back behind the tower. Like you say, any kill picked up by SteelWolves here likely confirms them the Dark Slayer and therefore the game.
Yeah, Joker's playing. Gonna get this tower uncontested. They're really just trying to play catch-up. Their map control is really... There's not much they can else they can do at this point. They're playing it really well.
Oh, watch top lane. Feed mid again in trouble. No HP remaining. He is gone. Callian, though, might be the response. That's the Superman. That's a huge trade. I would argue massive. The taunt comes through from the Mina. Cyborg trying to survive. Exuberance will come out, tagging Blaze and NG low. Titanium can't win this fight, though. Not with the Death from Above knockup coming through. A triple kill for Blaze in the top lane. This man is on fire.
Southeast Asia loves Lupu, and you can see why here. He's able to split push, take towers, and team fights, and he just at one point becomes unkillable. Combo that with a Zephy's and a Superman, and there you just have a lot on your plate to handle.
Much as the amount of Pocky Sticks on the world record holder's plate. SteelWolves going for Dark Slayer.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Already. They don't know. Yeah, they have no knowledge at all. And will be picked up successfully confirmed.
Joker took the bottom tower. The bottom inhibitor. I did not even notice while all of that was going on. We all forgot about Joker.
During the top lane fight, I think the Joker just dove down there and took out the bottom high ground.
What a sneaky little play. And the Superman.
Oh my god. Callian firing off those laser eyes, picks up the mid tower as well. There you go. 2 towers left on the map now, in total, in all, for enemy Esports Electric. Coming back from here would be a chore. There's the tower. Half HP on the middle high ground. Blaze will dive in. Exuberance does find value. The taunt doubles it up. This is a good combo, but the tower's now gone, and they haven't found enough. Not by a long shot. One player remained. His name is Joseph, and he's going back into the base to think about what he's done. SteelWolves.Dire take the last game of their 1-game series.
That's a scary Superman in the end. I don't know if you noticed that, but that wasn't... He destroyed that Malik. And Malik is one of the tankier heroes that Arena of Valor has to offer.
Especially with the Slayer buff, that man was doing absurd damage.
And he didn't even have that much gold. He was about middle of the road for his team. He towards the bottom. Think about if he had a few more items.
I don't even know. It was rough.
Joseph on the Slims did a fairly good job of trying to keep his team in there. He needed that one more item to really be able to dish out the damage that his team needed. Mina tried. Mina was in almost all of their kills early, did a really good job of controlling the Superman. But in the end, you can only control the Superman for so long.
Well, it's 12-7. The final victory in favor of SteelWolves.Dire.
That Lubu, though.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. 37% of his team's damage dealt and 41% of his team's damage taken. Blaze. Is there anything you can't do?
Not with Lubu in his hands. I think that is a safe assumption.
We have one more game of this first block tonight, after which I'll be signing off.